Hello and welcome back everyone. In this video tutorial we'll be looking at task 2, email ransom virus. We'll be going through page layout, text formatting and enter and edit data from different sources. So let's get started then. The first thing we're going to be doing is setting the following margin and page size. So the margin from right and left is going to be 1 centimeter. We're going to set the page size to A4. We're going to change the page orientation from landscape to portrait. And then finally we're going to add a header where the date is going to be on the left and your name is going to be on the right. So let's get started then. Load up your documents and let's do part 1 of task 2 together now. You'll be working with the email ransom virus document, so when you do open it up, it should look like this. So to get started, we've been asked to change the margins from left to right to 1 centimeter. To do this, what we need to do is go to the Layout tab, select the arrow pointing downwards below Margins, and then select Custom Margins. Once we click on Custom Margins, a window called Page Setup should pop up. Here, we have the options of changing our margins and orientation, and we should have the option to change the page size too. So let's start off with the margins. So we were asked to change the margin from left to right to 1 centimeter. So highlight 12.7 and put in 1, and 2.54, highlight it and put in 1. As you can see, I've got centimeters there in place to ensure that it is in centimeters. Some of you may have your word set in inches, so if that's the case, just make sure you put in centimeters so they convert 1 centimeter into inches, so you won't have any issues. The next step is to change our orientation to portrait. So to do that, you just select portrait and you see in a preview it will change to portrait also. And the final part of the page setup was to change the page size. So to do this, you need to select the paper tab, and then where it says paper size, click on the arrow pointing downwards and scroll down until you see A4, select A4, and then you're ready to hit the OK button. Once you're happy with your settings, just have a quick look again that everything is set as it should. As you can see here, my margins have changed, so what I'm going to do is change them back to 1 centimeter. And the reason why these change is because I changed the paper size to A4. So what I'm going to do is go back to my margins and enter 1 cm, and for right margin 1 cm also, and hit the space bar for a space there. So as you can see, me changing the paper size automatically changed my margins. So once you're happy, again, just double check your settings, everything's correct, and then hit the OK button. So it's on portrait, margins are done, paper size is changed, and I'm happy with my settings. Now I'm going to hit OK for them to take effect. So when you do hit OK, your email ransom virus document should now look like this. The next step is to add our header, date on the left and name on the right. To do this, we need to go to the Insert tab, and from there we need to select Header. I always choose the blank 3 columns, which I highly recommend, and the one that you're not using, then you can delete. So let's click on the blank 3 columns. The first one, we need to enter the date, so you select it and it'll automatically highlight, and then go to the Design, Date and Time. Here you can choose from a range of formats. How do you want the date to be displayed? I'm going to choose the first one as it has not been specified in our requirements. So please read the requirements very carefully, because sometimes they tell you they want the date in a particular format. However, in this scenario, they have not asked us in what format they would like it. Also, when you go down, you will see Update automatically. They have not asked us to ensure that the date updates automatically. So if I open this document up tomorrow, the date will automatically change to the 10th instead of the 9th. So if they have not asked you, please do not check that box. If they have, check that box. When you're happy with your format, hit OK for it to appear in the header. On the right, we were asked to enter our name, so I'm going to enter my name. You would need to enter your name. Please do not enter my name on your document. And then the middle one, we do not need to enter anything there, so I'm going to select it and then hit the delete key on my keyboard to delete it. Once you're happy with the date on the left and your name on the right, select design and close header and footer. So we've completed the first part now. Now it's time to move on to text formatting. So let's see what we need to do next. Text formatting. Here we've been asked to create 3 text styles, so a title, subtitle and body text. So for the title we need to have a sans serif font, blue, bold, 20 points and center align. So let's start off with the first one and let's work our way down. So to create a text style, what you need to do is go to styles. So here you will see the styles icon. The shortcut for that is Alt, Control, Shift and S all at once, and the Styles tab will pop up. Here we need to find the title style. Select the title style and then click on the arrow pointing downwards. Oh, I've got the heading 3 there, so click on the arrow pointing downwards and select Modify. A window would pop up to modify the style. So as we mentioned earlier, we need to have a sans serif font. So as you can see here, sans serif is the one with no flicks, and by default I always use Arial. So I'm going to go find Arial for my font style. The size is 20, so I'm going to select 20. The color needs to be blue, so where it says automatic I'm going to choose blue. There's different shades of blue, so I'm going to choose not light blue, just blue. The text needs to be bold, so select bold. Just double check that you've got everything right. So you're using a sans serif font, it's blue, it's bold, 20 points, and it's center aligned. So I'm missing center aligned, so to change the alignment, that's left align and that's center align. Once you're happy with that and you've double checked it, hit the OK button. As you can see, the title style has been applied to my title because my cursor was there, but don't worry about it. We're going to clear all the formatting and then apply all the styles one at a time. The next style that we need to create is the subtitle. So serif font this time. It needs to be red, it needs to have single line spacing, and it needs to be 14 points and right aligned. So to do this, I'm going to see if I've got a subtitle style. I'm going to select that, hit the arrow pointing downwards and select modify. Now here we've got the spelling has to be accurate, capital S for subtitle. The font style we're choosing is serif, and remember serif font has a flick at the end. There's quite a few you can choose from, so by default I always choose Times New Roman for my serif font. So it's good to have a sans serif and a serif font that you always use, because in your exam I can guarantee you this will come up 100%, guarantee there. Next we need to ensure the subtitle is red. So let's change the color to red. And then they're asking us to have a single line spacing. So here are the 3 different options for the line spacing. This one will be double. How do you know that this is double? It tells you line spacing double. This is 1.5 and this is single line spacing. So we need to have single line spacing. 14 is the size, and it needs to be right aligned. So once you're happy with the settings here, just go through them again. You've got a serif font, yes we have. We've got Times New Roman, the colour's red, it's single line spacing, 14 points and right aligned. Now it did not ask us to make it bold, so make sure you untick or uncheck the bold, because if it is you will lose a mark, so make sure that's not selected. Once you're happy, hit the OK button and then move on to the next one. The next one's body text. As you can see here, we don't have body text, so I cannot see body text here in my style. So what I'm going to do this time is select new styles, and I'm going to create my own style here and call it body text. Just make sure that you copy it as it is in your requirements, body with a capital B and text with the lowercase t and a space in between. If you do not do that, you will lose a mark. Next, you need to make sure the style that you've chosen is serif. It's already serif, mine set as Times New Roman, which has a flick. Next, you need to ensure that it's black. So let's just select the color black. I'm not going for automatic this time. It needs to have a single line spacing. So single line spacing is already set. And we need to have 12 as our size, 12 points. Next, we need to ensure that it's justified. The previous one was right aligned. This one needs to be justified. So select the fourth icon there on from your left. So this is left aligned, central aligned, right aligned, and that is justified, and it will tell you too at the bottom. Next, we need to have a single line space after each paragraph. So to do this, we need to go to Format, we need to go to Paragraph, and then we need to go to Spacing, and we need to ensure that we've selected single. As you can see, watch what happens in our preview when we select double. So it's basically saying how much space we want after each paragraph. So I'm going to select single and ensure that this box is unchecked or unticked, as it says don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. So just please make sure that is unticked to avoid having your layout done incorrectly. So once you're happy with your settings, select OK and just double check that you've got everything right. So we would ask for a serif font, which we have, color black, single line spacing's been selected, 12 points and justified, and we've also included a single line space after each paragraph. When you're happy with the settings, hit the OK button. So there you have it, our body text is there. So when we do need to apply it, that's what we will be selecting. So the next step is to create the text styles shown above. We've done that, that's a tick. Apply the title style to the main title, tens of millions, and so and so and so. Then we need to insert your name below the title and apply the subtitle style. And after that, we need to apply the body text style to the remaining text, and we need to format the text below your name into 2 columns. So let's do that then. Let's get started. Before you apply the text styles that you've just created, I would highly recommend that you select all of your text either by pressing Ctrl+A or highlighting it with your mouse and then going to the Styles tab and selecting Clear All. What this will do will clear all of the formatting that's already been put in place before you opened up the document. So it'll clear it all and it'll make it easier for you to apply your styles. The next step will be to apply the title style created to the title. So just highlight the title, go to your Styles tab and select Title. The next thing that you were asked to do was to apply the subtitle style created to your name. So first of all, we need to enter our name, and that needs to go below the title. So just press Enter after the title, type in your name, highlight the text, which is your name, and then select the subtitle style. Once you've done that, the next step is to add the body text to the remainder of the text. So we're going to highlight the text from Internet all the way up to Upgraded and then select body text. So there you have it, you've applied all of your styles to begin with. The next step was to insert 2 columns to the remainder of the text after your name. So to do this, what you need to do is highlight the text, Internet Fraudsters, all the way up to Upgraded, and I would recommend carry on going down as far as you can and then go to the Layout tab and select Column and then 2. We were asked to insert 2 columns after your name. So when you select 2, you'll see the text go into 2 columns. I've just spotted a little mistake that we made during the course of this tutorial on our title style. When we were creating the title style, we were asked to create the following style for our title, which was sans serif, blue, bold, 20 points and center aligned. So I'm just going to double check if that is the case and if I have a space put in, which I should not. So what I'm going to do is go to the title, click on the arrow pointing downwards, go to modify, and as you can see here, I've got a line spacing of 1.5. We were not asked in our requirements of a 1.5 spacing, so what I'm going to do is change that to single line and then select OK. And then what I will do is apply that, highlight the text and just click on title again. That applied automatically for me because I had my cursor after the word virus. So please make sure you go back and you correct that, so your document should now look like this. Once you've done that, you're ready to move on to the next task. Now we need to insert a computer virus image at the top of the second column on the first page. We need to resize the image so it's aligned to the right of the margin and the height is 3 centimeters, and ensure that the aspect ratio is maintained. And then we're going to format the picture so it's wrapped tight around the text. Once we've done that, we'll come back to inserting the table and creating a bar chart. Before you insert your image, I'd like you to zoom out of your document and just have a look at your document and ensure that everything is consistent. As you can see from my document, we have a space here which is making the document look inconsistent. So what I need to do here is just press backspace so everything flows and the gaps between each paragraph are even. So once you've done that and you've corrected any errors that you've spotted, you're ready to insert your image. So as per the requirements, we were asked to insert the computer virus image. We were asked to resize it, but when we were asked to insert it, we were asked to insert it in the second column of the first page. So what I'm going to do is select so click on the first part of the second column and then go to insert, and then I'm going to select pictures. I'm going to locate the computer virus image, select it, and then click on insert. Once you click on insert, as you can see, the image should appear. The next step will be to change the height of the image to 3 centimeters. So to do that, select the image, go to format, and to the right, change the height. So just select 3. And if you see, the aspect ratio was maintained as the width changed automatically with the height. So once that's done, the next thing is to wrap the text tight in line with the writing around it. So make sure the image is selected, go to the Format tab, Wrap Text, and select Tight. The final part of this was to ensure that the image was to the right, not to the left of the margin. So to the right, ensure that you align it correctly. Let's just zoom in slightly. To see that we've aligned it, you can use the arrow keys to ensure that it's perfectly aligned. So I'm just going to bring it down slightly, and I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with yours. Once you've done that, you're ready to move on to the next part. Our next task is to insert the table from the Excel file at the end of the second column and ensure the first row is shaded grey and it fits within the column. So let's open up the Excel file that you've been provided with task 2 and copy the table and paste it into the Word document. If you go into the task 2 folder, you'll see the graph Excel file. So this is a file that we were talking about earlier. What you need to do is double click on it, open it up and copy the table. So just highlight it first, then right click and copy. Once you've copied it, you need to go back to your document and select where you want to place this table. So I'm going to choose in the second column at the bottom, at the end of the text. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose the keep source formatting. There's quite a few options there: use destination styles, link and keep source formatting, link and use destination styles, picture, and keep text only. I'm selecting the first one because I believe it's good practice for you to understand how to add borders and format the table. So as you can see, I've got no borders around the table. So the first thing I'll do is add borders. So I'll just select it I'll go to Layout and then Design and select Borders and select all borders, and the next step will be to add shading to the first row. So to do this, make sure you're still in the Design tab, select the first row. You'll see a solid arrow, diagonal solid arrow. When you've done that, you'll highlight the first row. Then what you could do is go to the shadings icon, click on the arrow pointing downwards and choose grey. So it hasn't specified what type of grey, 10%, 20%. I'm going to choose 25%. And then the final step would be to ensure that the table fits in within the column width. So just stretch it slightly and ensure that it is in line. There you have it, you've completed the first part. The next task is to create a bar chart of this table. So let's go back to our Excel document. Okay, to create a bar chart, what you need to do first is to highlight your table. So select your table and just make sure it's highlighted, and then go to the Insert tab and then select Recommended Charts. You can go straight to the bar charts if that's what you want to do. So there's many ways of doing this. I would recommend just selecting recommended charts, and you should get options of bar charts here. If you don't, then you can actually go to all charts and select a chart that you would prefer, or what chart you've been asked to create. So just go back to recommended charts, and I'm going to choose a second one. I'm happy with that as it meets the requirements, and then select OK. Now when you click on OK, the chart will appear, but we have a problem, and the problem is that there's no title. So what I'm going to do is just click back onto the title here. Do you update your antivirus software? I'm just going to copy that and then select the chart again, and then select the plus icon and go on to chart title. Just uncheck it and then check it again. And as you can see here, we've got the title text box appear. I'm going to go to the formula bar and just paste in the title. You can type it in or paste it in, whichever you prefer. Once you've done that, hit enter and the title should appear. So there you have it. You've created your first ever bar chart. Once you've done that, the final step is to copy and paste this across to the document. So to do this, all you need to do is right click, copy, go to your document and paste it. So before pasting it, make sure you leave a gap after the table. So just press enter. So there's a gap, then right click and paste. As you can see, I'm using the first paste option there. And once it's pasted, all you need to ensure next is it's in line with the column width. So I'm just going to slightly bring it in so it's in line with the table and the text. So your final page or your final document should look like this. As long as it looks like this, you're on the road to achieving full marks. Let's see what else we've got left to do. So the final part's asking us to spell check and proofread the document. Ensure you have checked for the following. So tables do not overlap two columns or pages. So from what I saw previously, our table did not overlap and go onto two columns or pages. So we can give that a tick. So just let me change my pointer to a pen. So I'm sure we don't have that. The next one is there are no widows or orphans. So you might be thinking, what are widows or orphans? You know, these are the terms referring to the lines left on their own, either at the beginning or at the end of the page. So these refer to a multi-page document. So widows are the lines on its own at the beginning of the new page, and orphans are a line on its own at the end of a page. So as you can see, we do not have any widows or orphans. Next one, there are no blank pages. I did not see any blank pages. We only had one page, so that's a tick. And if you remember, during the video tutorial, we did correct and ensure that everything was consistent, especially the gaps. So there's only one more thing left to do now, which is to spell check and proofread the document. So let's go and spell check and proofread the document. Okay, let's start with proofreading and spell checking. Proofreading is basically going through your document, reading it and just checking for any errors visually. So do your proofreading, and once you're happy with the document and you've corrected any grammatical errors or spelling errors yourself, then you can spell check, or you could do it the other way around. I'm going to start off with spell checking though. So to spell check your document, what you need to do is select the review tab at the bottom, and then on the top left hand corner it says spelling and grammar. I don't want you to select that yet. I would like you to first go to language, click on the arrow pointing downwards and set proofing language. Here we need to change our language to English United Kingdom, so please make sure that it's set as English United Kingdom. Yours may be set as English South African or English American or Arabic Algerian, etc. So just make sure you're following the British curriculum, so it needs to be set as English United Kingdom. Once you're happy with that, select OK, and then you're ready to start your spell check. So when you're done, review, spelling and grammar, select that, or the shortcut key is F7, and then you can start. So I'm going to start at the top here of the document and work my way down. So I've just selected the first one, which had a red squiggly line underneath it, and it's given me two options. So one's targeting and the other one is targeting. I personally feel it's the first one that we're referring to there, so I'm just going to hit change. Again, we've got another one there, same spelling error, so I'm going to hit change again. Here we've got several options. However, sometimes it might be important for you to read the sentence fully to understand which one is the correct option. So we've got crime with a capital C and we've got crime with a lower C. I personally feel it's the one with the capital, so National Crime Agency. So I'm going to hit change. Next, we've got another spelling error here. So the sentence states that the spammers are particularly aiming the various known as ransomware. So just by reading that first part, I know the answer to that one, and the correct spelling is virus. So as you can see here, sometimes it can become confusing, or if you're not looking and you're hitting change, you might choose the wrong option. So please make sure that you read the full sentence before applying the change. So here we've got another spelling error, appear. I personally feel it's appear, because if you read the full sentence, but they appear to be targeting small and medium businesses in particular. So not appears, appear. But they appear, yeah. So hit change once you're done. CryptoLocker is a ransomware attack, so I do personally feel that is right, and I need to add that to my dictionary. CryptoLocker, it is, if you research CryptoLocker online, you will see that it is known to be a ransomware attack. So it states it here, this file is in fact a malware that can install CryptoLocker. So what I'm going to do for this one, I'm going to add this to my dictionary. So just select add, and as you can see, the other red squiggly line has disappeared when I added that. Okay, next countdown, we've got a blue one here and it should be put down as one word, so just hit change. Next it's payments, it's got a D in, so there is a spelling error there, so hit change again. And here what we have is a blue squiggly line, and we've put in extra spaces. So what we want to do is get rid of that and put the full stop at the end of crime. So hit change. Responsible is spelled incorrectly, so hit change again. And we have the same issue here with putting an extra space at the end of the web address. So hit change again. And receives, this is a word that a lot of people get confused with, so that's completely understandable. So it's saying receives. I don't think that's the correct spelling there, R-double-E. It's only one E in there, so hit change. And now we are on my name, so it's picking up my name. I'm just going to ask it to, let's put a full stop at the end. That is good etiquettes to follow. Once you're happy, it will tell you that spelling and grammar check is complete. So the document, all I need to now do is proofread it and just double check it myself personally, and then I'm ready to submit. So well done guys, you've just successfully completed task 2.